Hello. Our social venture is a community center which provides valuable life skills to help individuals improve their lives, contribute to their environment, and become self-reliant. In our website, people can learn about the purpose of our venture, our projects, and how the community can benefit from them. There is also an invitation to contribute. Through our contact page, people can get involved either with donations and sponsorships or by sharing their time and talents as a volunteer and make a change. Our customer segments are donors and corporate sponsors, nonprofit organizations, and churches. Our early evangelists are donors because they are always willing to help people. But our three customer segments have in common that they are looking for ways to encourage improvement and help people in need. Churches bring together a lot of people in the community for support because most people who are looking to improve their lives tend to seek for a religion, so they help kids, adults, and everyone. And the early evangelists are always looking for other groups or organizations that help them to serve more people, so they are looking for partners. So we are reaching these three customer segments. For our customer relationships, we plan to get customers by addressing donors, nonprofits, and churches to present our project and how it benefits the community. We will keep them by awarding ceremony events where they can be recognized for their contribution, and we will call them on a regular basis to thank them. Our growth strategy is to ask our customers for referrals who will join to our efforts. Finally, we will write success stories of our community center's users, and we will share them through the social networks to encourage public awareness. For the key partnerships, we are going to create a strategic alliance with corporate sponsors such as Walmart and Starbucks, as they can market their brand while supporting the project. A key supplier is at Google Ad Grants, from which we are going to promote the center's website through the free ads campaign they offer to nonprofits. The competition will be created by joining two other community centers in an event to increase public awareness in the Seattle area. And we'll create a joint venture along with Home Depot, where we state that they supported the project, which promotes our brand as a socially responsible company. Two key activities for our community center are fundraising and building the community center. To raise funds, we must estimate our initial operation costs to establish a goal and contact potential donors to secure funding, always thanking each person or organization we contact. To build a community center, we must determine the facility needs, to establish a budget to gather funds and buy the location. Then we hire a company to design the building, manage the construction permits, and build a community center. The key resources we require for the community center are a strong, self-motivated leadership and staff to lead the efforts and teach the courses. The financial resources will come from donations, sponsorships, and government funding. The intellectual resources are mainly the donors database we create and the courses curriculum developed. Finally, the courses and workshops will be taught at a 6,000 square feet building located in Seattle.
For our channels, we have local ad campaigns, website development, outreach programs and community events, church organizations, and volunteering options. For local ad campaigns, we want to target people that are in the vicinity of the community center. That way we can have a higher retention rate of those that visit the center so that people don't have to travel as far to get to us. And we can reach them, have a great relationship with them, and keep them on board. For website development, this is to help other people get inquiries about who we are, what we do, as well as get those who are less likely to come into our center, go on the website, see what we're all about, and then come in later once they're more sure of it. With outreach programs, we want to help with community events, sponsor events, and get our name out there to show other people who we are, what we do, without them knowing they can't really come into the center and explore. For church organizations, we know that a lot of people visit churches and look for help. There's a lot of volunteers at churches as well, so we want to kind of partner with them to bring our community center to them, help them understand what it is, and then have them give us referrals as well. And that way we can reach a larger volume of people, but also a great selection of people. Our cost structure is based on building costs and materials. For building costs, we're going to have rent, utilities, and insurance. Rent will generally be a little bit higher than normal on our facility, as we need a large facility to facilitate a lot of people. With utilities, those will be generally low, the higher one being energy, as we need to run power through the building. With insurance, that'll be high with people using the building, so we need liability insurance and insurance on the building as well in case of flood, fire, or natural disaster. For materials, we need a lot of learning materials, and so we need books and paper and pencils, also computers as well. We're hoping to get those donated. With activities, we need materials to help us with learning activities. So those could be object lessons that we need to have objects for, and sometimes we'll have food available for those that are attending the class. So revenue is going to be based heavily upon donations. Businesses love sponsoring local community centers and local businesses as well to get their name out there. So if we can partner with some great businesses in our city, we can have some money come towards us to help. There's also a good section of government grants that are given out for nonprofits. We simply have to apply. Someone comes out and sees our facility, sees what we do, and then they will grant us a government grant. And fundraisers, we would love to host community events where people can come in, donate, have a dinner, have a game, a community center activity where people can come and sponsor either the center or someone going to the center to help out with funding. And memberships as well. So if we have a long-term class that we have more people come to, we can have memberships where they pay for the classes instead of the daily free classes. So we have longer classes such as ceramics classes and arts classes, things like that that we need to have people pay for in order to come to. We'd like to cater to that as well.
In this section, we're talking about the metrics that matter the most to our business. Number one is the donor and donation growth. We obviously need to have continuous funding coming from our donors and or government grants, and so that's what's going to help us keep the doors open. The number of people partaking of the programs, that's our second metric that matters the most. That will help us to gauge how many people are actually interested in the programs and will help us qualify for that funding from donors and from the government. Number three is our total operating costs and expenses, and that ties in with number four, which is our total revenue. Those are basic principles that help us, spend less than we earn to help us, stay in business and keep the doors open. So we've broken down those different factors. And then lastly, number five is our customer acquisition costs, what it costs to actually get a donor through advertising, through other means, and what it costs to get people to participate in the programs. In this section, we're going to talk about our business model environment and some of the concerns and plans we have. So first off, we definitely want to have a friendly, professional environment where people, employees, and volunteers are excited to be there and they're happy, and there's a lot of positivity going with that. We want to be able to show our success and professionalism to our potential donors and always be approachable and being friendly and teaching to those participating in the programs. Some of the concerns that we might have is if set up like this, if we aren't properly organized with our business or we don't have the right structure in place, it can easily overwhelm those working for us. And so we want to avoid that. And so some of our plans is to establish clear roles right from the get-go and always be getting good feedback from our participants and from other people involved in the programs. And there's some more that talks about this in those slides.
I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis, and as you can see, there are 4 blocks. You have the helpful and harmful, and you have the internal and external. So in the next slides, we're going to list what are the strengths, the weakness, the opportunity, and the threat. About the strength, we know we have clear value propositions for our business, and our costs, they are predictable. We know how much we are going to spend. We have a very good idea how much we are going to need in cash to run our business. And we have some good connections with other organizations that can be our partners. But we have the weaknesses. We have too many value propositions, so we can become confused we have too many targets, so we can lose strength, we can divide too much our energy, and our prospect donors, maybe they don't know we even exist, so it's a weakness. So we have some opportunities, have the chance to change lives, to improve the life of the people, and we know that companies they want to be better known in the community. They also can get government benefits like tax breaks, reductions. So companies they are really interested in helping social ventures. We also can find capable volunteers in the community. So about the threats, revenue can become unpredictable, and the volunteers they can stop helping, some donors can stop donating, and costs can become higher than expected, so things can get out of control pretty easy.